It is PJ and AmBro from Q85 and the PJ and AmBro show, but most importantly, it's Paul and Amber from QPS. That is wow, we did that really well.
We kind of did.
I want everyone to know we didn't rehearse that at all.
They're never going to believe it, PJ.
I would believe it. I would believe that we've never rehearsed a thing in our lives.
Most often. Me, definitely more so than you. Because
I don't know.
That whole rehearsal thing, I'm not good at it.
Well, that's all right.
Seat of the pants it is kind of
that's all right.
my expression.
We're not actually even on the air with this right now, right? We're actually talking directly to our employees.
We are.
And when I say our employees, not our employees, like we don't have any, like we're peers. We mean
our coworkers, you mean?
Coworkers.
You mean our coworkers?
Our teammates.
There, I like that even better. Teammates.
You know what? You can even make the argument that we're not necessarily teammates as much as we are part of a bigger family.
Oh my God, I love that you said that. And you know what? It always has felt like it's family here.
I think a lot of people know this already, but you and I have been here for a minute.
Like maybe 100 years or so?
Somebody out there, type in to Google, and I see somebody
Jesus.
like we could do it. But, we already said we're not that ambitious. We should have rehearsed this bit. Maybe we could type into Google and figure out how many years you're coming up on 15?
Yes, sir.
I'm coming up on 10. That's 10 plus 15 is 25. Somebody needs to find out how many minutes are in 25 years.
Oh, gosh. A ridiculous amount of minutes, I feel like. I feel like it's a lot of minutes. Ever
since the beginning of those minutes that I've been with QPS, it has felt like a family. And it's a huge reason why I work here, actually.
No, I agree. I also always have thought of myself as, one of the Mayer family. I mean, I go to their house at Christmas, I eat their food, I come crash every once in a while, and I am sort of kidding. But Scott is very welcoming at his house. I've certainly been there and gotten to ride on the hayride and hung out with families. Yeah, absolutely.
Grab a pumpkin. And that's the crazy thing. So we talk about family, right? When I started with QPS, my son was too young to even walk through the pumpkin patch at Scott's house. He was only a year old, and now the kid's going to turn 11.
I still can't wrap my mind around that. He is still an absolute toddler in my head because, I feel like it's been 5 minutes since we've started to work together.
It has been a flash, but my point is that my family has really grown up as part of the QPS family, and I think that, we think about ourselves being in the QPS family a lot, but I think a lot of other people out there, especially the people that have been around for a long time, you hopefully feel the same way, and the newer people that maybe you're just joining us, hopefully, 5-10 years down the road, you'll be feeling the exact same way. Would you say that
they're part of the legacy?
We are. I think that's it. I think that's awesome.
I feel like we kind of are as well. I mean, it is a legacy-heavy organization, almost like, one would say innovative, maybe.
These things, I almost feel like we're describing something very specific, and
in a collaborative way, maybe?
Well, I was going to say, we didn't really rehearse this, but we are definitely collaborating on this. And is there a reason, do you think, other than the fact that we both have a passion for doing this kind of work and reaching out to people and impacting people? And by the way, I mean you and I talking to our employees, our internal employees, but our internal employees who then turn around and have a passion for helping people and impacting regular people right off the street, everybody that walks in. You have to... got to be pretty special, I think, to do that.
Yeah, and honestly, everybody knows you can't actually achieve that level of relationship without some additional contact. So, I mean, maybe one could say high level of touch as far as the service is concerned.
We have always been a high touch. This is funny. If you're not familiar with this phrase, what it really means is lots of effort. Is essentially what it comes down to, right? When I used to go on sales calls or drop-ins with our sales reps, and I would listen to them, and this is when I first started, and they would, the potential clients would say, well, what makes QPS different than every other staffing service, the other 300 that are knocking on my door? And we would hear these things. Well, we provide a higher level of service, that high touch. And I think that's absolutely, even all these years later, that's what separates us from really everybody.
No, I agree. I think one of the things that I was always very proud to tell my customer is that if you work, we work. And if you need something, we are going to get back to you. We are going to have a very high level of communication, very frequent communication, and obviously we're going to strive to resolve any issues that come up as they're working with QPS as a partner.
I must have got that from you. Actually, I don't remember where I got that, but it must have been from you. But that whole idea of, I would tell my clients too, when you're working, we're working. And again, it's not just the communication piece, but it's also the investment piece. Like, I'm invested in my client's success the same way I would be invested in my own work. And I think all of these things together kind of make up some of the most important values of what kind of company we are.
No, I agree. And you know what's kind of exciting is that we've actually finally quantified some of these words, and we've made it more of an official thing.
Wait a minute. Now, when you say quantify, know that my level of English is a little, like, does that mean
That means we've essentially chosen specific words that really, really mean a ton as a QPSer, and hopefully all of the QPSers out there agree that these values really represent what we do every day.
Yeah, I think it's really important. This is something that, I know that our ownership team and our leaders, they've thought about this for years, and this is really the, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is what the company was founded on. This was Scott's vision when he was is he going to listen to this?
He is.
And then I was definitely not going to call him a young punk kid.
I think he would be offended if you didn't. So that's another reason why it's good to have a family-spirited company is, we can all laugh together and laugh at one another and laugh with one another. And I think we all take it pretty well as well.
I've heard enough stories about those days. This is one of the rare times I get to be the young one. I was like, well, when they were doing this, I was only 9 years old. But, I think there was something to that. But
hey, there was even some stuff I can say I was the young one for, where I was like, wait, it used to be crazier? What?
Crazier, yeah.
But, regardless, I think the thing that really resonated with me is the passion piece, and it is great to work with such a passionate group of people that care so very much about the internal employees, external employees, and of course our client companies. And they're really the pillars of our success.
That is, and everybody who's come through our training, right, in the last couple of years, you guys know that when we tell you this stuff, and here's the thing, when we're on the air, we BS a little bit, and we...
No.
Yeah, a little bit. We take some liberties. When you meet us and we talk about these things, I hope you guys know that these aren't just stories that we tell to get you through the day. Like, we mean these things. We really, really do. And Dan and Mark are going to be heading out on the listening tour pretty soon, and I personally love these. It's got a new name this year, but in all the years, and I won't bore you with the story. If you know me, you met me, we've talked about it, I guarantee we've already had this conversation, but a huge reason why I'm in the chair that I am today is from something, and I won't tell the whole story, that Mark said to me on one of these Come Fireside Chats years and years ago, probably 7-8 years ago, and it absolutely was one of the most impactful things that was said to me in my entire career here. And I can tell you right now, it's why I was here. So these listening tours are your opportunity to have those kind of moments.
Absolutely. And not only that, but to really share what the words that are the values of QPS mean to you. So what do passion, family-spirited, high touch, legacy, innovative, collaborative, what do those words mean to you? What does that mean to you to be a QPSer and represent those words in your day-to-day activity? And that's the part where you guys get to, it's your definition. It's your definition. So I feel like I got a little serious there, and I want to end on kind of a, I don't feel comfortable if I'm not being somewhat silly. No, I don't feel comfortable when you're not somewhat silly either, because then it makes me just awkward.
Well, I think that these guys are going to hit the road pretty soon. Yes. Hopefully by now, and I know everyone has. You already know when you're going to meet these guys, and they're going to come talk to you. But ask questions and listen. I mean, with listening tour, I bet that Dan and Mark will tell you they called it listening tour because they want to listen to you. But also, I'm going to tell you guys something. This is an opportunity for you to be selfish as well. Listen to what they're telling you. It is going to be great stuff, and you never know where that nugget's going to come from. That's going to, maybe it ignites your passion for the job, or it ignites your feeling of family spirit with what we do. Or maybe you'll turn around and then collaborate with somebody else and realize that these are, you probably know it, you probably just don't think about them in these terms. These are really the things and the reasons why you come to work every day.
I absolutely agree. And again, I know you guys submitted questions. Please share your thoughts on what these words mean to you, because we're going to use everybody's feedback to really, really drive these values home and make sure that everybody understands what those words relate to in regard to their exact position.
Absolutely. I think we should wrap this up. People are done listening to us. They got work to do. They don't want to hear us anymore. But, realize you're going to help shape the company. This is your company. Scott's always said that for years and years and years. And Dan and Mark have said the same exact thing. And we really want you to know this is your company. And this is one of those things that when we say it's your company, this is how we show it. So get out there, listen to these guys. They'll listen to you. And I hope you take as much away from it as we always have.
I agree. I am actually super excited. And who knows, maybe you'll see PJ and I at a listening tour near you real soon.
No autographs, please.
I don't think anybody would actually allow us to pay them to give us.
I didn't say no autographs, please. I was saying no, autographs, please.
Inflection and punctuation are everything, kids. It's almost one of the additional values. That's the B-list values.
But I don't think that makes the official list. Like we probably shouldn't add anything to the list. All right, we're done. Thank you guys for listening, and again, get out there and listen and be part of the listening tour yourself.
All right, Q85.
Peace out.